Big wind. It was built in Hungary in the 1990s to fight oil wildfires, and nothing else on this list comes close to how extreme it looks. Engineers mounted 2 jet engines from a MiG-21 fighter aircraft onto the chassis of a Soviet T-34 tank. The jets blast a mixture of water and fire-suppressing agent at speeds fast enough to physically knock a burning oil well flame off its fuel source. It was originally designed to deal with the Kuwaiti oil well fires after the Gulf War, and it worked. The tank base lets it move across unstable, fire-damaged terrain that would stop a wheeled vehicle cold. Janus 4000. It was built by the Italian manufacturer BAI and takes its name from the two-faced Roman god because it has a fully operational driver's cab at both ends of the vehicle. The design was a direct response to the 1999 Mont Blanc tunnel fire, a disaster that killed 39 people and exposed a critical problem. When fire broke out in the middle of the tunnel, crews could not turn their vehicles around to escape the smoke. A truck that can drive out the same way it drove in without reversing, without turning, removes that risk entirely. The Janus 4000 is built for long road tunnels, specifically where the combination of length, toxic smoke, and no turnaround space makes conventional fire trucks dangerously inadequate. ARFF tender. ARFF stands for Aircraft Rescue and Firefighting, and these vehicles exist for one environment only: airports. A standard fire engine is not built for aircraft fires, partly because jet fuel burns differently from structural fires, and partly because an aircraft cabin can become unsurvivable in under 2 minutes. The ARFF tender carries specialized foam systems that can blanket a large area of burning fuel quickly. Many models are built low and wide to pass under aircraft wings and are designed to reach any point on an airport runway within a strict time limit set by aviation safety authorities. Speed and foam capacity are everything. Tracked Wildfire tank. Where roads end and dense forest begins, wheeled vehicles lose most of their usefulness. The tracked Wildfire tank solves this by replacing wheels with continuous tracks, the same basic system used on military tanks, which spread the vehicle's weight and allow it to push through undergrowth, cross soft ground, and climb steep terrain that would stop a conventional truck. These vehicles are used in regions where wildfires move fast through remote areas, particularly in parts of Australia, Canada, and Southern Europe. They typically carry their own water supply and can operate independently from a hydrant system for extended periods. Ahrens-Fox Pumper. For much of the early 20th century, this was considered the most prestigious fire engine in America. The company was based in Cincinnati, Ohio, and what set its pumpers apart was the large chrome-plated piston pump mounted visibly on the front of the vehicle between the headlights. That placement was unusual and became the vehicle's defining feature. The pump was highly reliable and capable of moving water at significant pressure. Fire departments across the United States purchased them as a mark of quality, and some cities kept them in service for decades. Today, surviving Ahrens-Fox pumpers are among the most sought-after pieces of antique firefighting equipment in the world. LUF-60. The name stands for Luftunterstützungsfahrzeug, which is German for fire support vehicle, and it was built to go where firefighters cannot. It is a compact, remote-controlled unit mounted on tracks equipped with a powerful fan and a water or foam nozzle at the front. The fan forces suppression agent deep into a burning space, which is particularly useful in tunnel fires or warehouse fires where smoke and heat make entry impossible. Austrian and German fire services have used it in some of the most serious tunnel fire incidents in Central Europe. Its small profile allows it to fit through standard tunnel passages and navigate tight industrial corridors. Magirus Firebull. It is a manned, heavy-duty tracked fire engine built for some of the most difficult terrain firefighters encounter. The Firebull runs on continuous tracks rather than wheels, which allows it to move through swampy ground, steep slopes, dense vegetation, and the kind of soft or uneven terrain that disables standard vehicles. Inside sits a protected crew cabin insulated from extreme heat, designed to keep firefighters operational in direct proximity to large wildland fires. Magirus has developed it specifically for wildland suppression scenarios where access is the central problem, not just the fire itself. It carries its own water supply and pump system, making it self-sufficient in remote areas far from any hydrant or water source. Tiller truck. At first glance, it looks like a standard aerial ladder truck, but there is a second steering wheel and a second driver seated at the very rear of the vehicle above the back axle. That rear driver controls the back wheels independently, which allows the entire unit to navigate turns that would be impossible for a single rigid vehicle of the same length. This matters in older cities where streets are narrow and corners are tight, but where multi-story buildings still require a full aerial ladder to fight fires from height. The coordination between the front and rear drivers takes significant training. Venice Fireboat. Venice has no roads in the traditional sense, only canals, which means fire engines cannot reach most of the city. The fire department there operates entirely by water, using a fleet of boats adopted for firefighting. The vessels carry pumps, hoses, and breathing equipment, and they navigate the canal network to reach burning buildings. The challenge is significant because the canals vary in width, some bridges are low, and the historic structures lining the waterways are old and densely packed. Venice's fire service has developed specialized techniques over generations for working within these constraints, and the fireboat remains the only practical option for protecting one of the most architecturally complex cities in the world.